Global English Mindset. How to talk about your daily routine in English. Part 1. Introduction. Why daily routines matter in English. Welcome to Global English Mindset. Today, we're talking about one of the most common topics in everyday English, your daily routine. Whether you're meeting someone new, having a job interview, or just making small talk, people will ask, "What does your day look like?" Knowing how to answer clearly and naturally in English opens doors. It builds connection, shows confidence, and helps you sound fluent, not just correct. So let's dive in and master the language of your everyday life, step by step. Starting your day. Morning vocabulary. Let's begin where every day begins, the morning. In English, we use phrases like, I wake up at, I get up around, or I usually start my day by. Notice the difference. Wake up means you open your eyes, but get up means you actually leave the bed. These small details matter. You might say, I wake up at 6 a.m., but I don't get up until 6:30. That's real, natural English. Try to describe your own morning using these two phrases right now. Talking about personal care routines. After getting up, most people follow a personal care routine. In English, we say, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I wash my face, or I get dressed. These are action verbs plus object combinations. Notice we say, take a shower, not do a shower. Collocations, the words that naturally go together, are key to sounding natural. Practice saying your full morning routine out loud. I take a shower, brush my teeth, and then get dressed. That's already great English. Breakfast and eating habits. Food is a big part of daily life and a great conversation topic. To talk about breakfast in English, try, I usually have, I skip breakfast because, or I grab a coffee on my way to work. The verb grab here is informal and very common. It means to quickly take or eat something. You can say, I don't have time to cook, so I grab a coffee and a sandwich. This kind of natural, conversational English sounds friendly and fluent. What do you usually have for breakfast? Getting ready and leaving the house. This is the moment many people feel rushed. In English, we say, I get ready, I pack my bag, I head out, or I leave the house at. The phrase head out is very natural and informal. It means to go somewhere, usually to start your day. You might say, I head out around 7:45 and try to catch the 8 o'clock bus. Notice the word try. It shows effort, but not certainty. Using words like try, usually, and sometimes makes your English sound more human and real. Commuting. Getting to work or school. How do you get to work or school? This is a very common small talk topic. In English, we say, I take the bus/metro/train. I drive to work. I walk, or I work from home. You can add time details. My commute takes about 30 minutes. The word commute, noun and verb, refers to the regular journey between home and work or school. You can say, I commute by train every day, or I have a long commute. It takes over an hour. Practice describing your commute. Starting work or school. Your morning schedule. Once you arrive, what happens next? Phrases to describe your work or school morning. I check my emails first thing. I have a team meeting at 9. I start with my most important task. Or, classes begin at 8:30. The expression first thing means the very first thing you do after arriving. It's very common in professional English. You might say, first thing in the morning, I check my messages and plan my day. Talking about your schedule shows organization and fluency. Lunchtime habits and breaks. Lunchtime is not just about food, it's about culture and habits too. In English, people say, I take a lunch break at noon, I eat at my desk, I go out for lunch with colleagues, or I usually have a light lunch. The adjective light here means a small or simple meal, not heavy. You can also say, I only have 30 minutes, so I usually grab something quick. Notice how the word grab appears again. It's a very useful informal verb for talking about quick meals or snacks during a busy day. The afternoon slump and staying productive. Many people experience an energy drop in the afternoon. This is sometimes called the afternoon slump. In English, you can describe this. I usually feel tired around 3 p.m. I drink coffee to stay focused. Or, I find afternoons harder to concentrate. The verb find plus adjective is a great structure. I find mornings easier for creative work. It sounds natural and thoughtful. You can also say, I take a short walk to re-energize. Describing your energy patterns shows advanced vocabulary and self-awareness. Wrapping up work. End of the workday. How do you finish your workday? Useful phrases. I finish work at 5. I wrap up around 6. I shut down my computer and head home. Or, I try to leave on time. The phrase wrap up is informal and very common. It means to finish or complete something. You might say, I wrap up my tasks, reply to any last emails, and then shut down. Notice the sequence of verbs. This is how fluent speakers connect actions. Try describing your own end-of-workday routine using wrap up, finish, and head home. Global English Mindset. How to talk about your daily routine in English. Part 2. The evening commute home. After a long day, it's time to head home. In English, we say, I leave the office at, I catch the train home, I drive back, or I get home around 7. The verb get home is more natural than arrive home in casual conversation. You might say, I usually get home by 6:30, but when traffic is bad, it takes much longer. Notice how when introduces a condition, this makes your English more flexible and expressive. Describing your commute home is a great way to practice time expressions and contrast. Transitioning. From work mode to home mode. One important part of daily life is switching off from work. In English, we use phrases like, I change out of my work clothes, I decompress after work, I try to leave work at work, or I need time to unwind. The verbs decompress and unwind both mean to relax after stress. They sound sophisticated and natural. You can say, when I get home, I change clothes and give myself 20 minutes to unwind before doing anything else. This kind of language shows emotional intelligence and excellent English. Evening meals. Cooking and dinner habits. Dinner is a rich topic for English conversation. Common phrases. I cook dinner from scratch. I order takeout. We eat as a family. Or I meal prep on Sundays. The phrase from scratch means making something completely yourself, without pre-made ingredients. Takeout, American English, or takeaway, British English, means food ordered from a restaurant to eat at home. You might say, I don't always have energy to cook, so I order takeout a couple of times a week. Food vocabulary makes your English rich and relatable. Spending time with family or housemates. Evening time often means connecting with others at home. In English, try, we catch up over dinner, I spend time with my kids, we watch TV together, or I chat with my housemates. The phrase catch up means to share news and talk about what happened during the day. It's warm and conversational. You might say, after dinner, my partner and I catch up about our days. These phrases show that you can talk about relationships and social life naturally in English, a sign of true fluency beyond just grammar. Evening hobbies and free time activities. What do you do to enjoy your evenings? This is where personal expression shines. In English, I'm into, I enjoy, I've been learning, or I like to wind down by. The phrase wind down means to slowly relax, similar to unwind. You can say, in the evenings, I'm into reading or watching documentaries. Or, I've been learning guitar lately. I practice for about 30 minutes after dinner. Using lately and recently with present perfect tense shows progression and sounds very natural to native ears. Exercise and physical activity routines. Many people include exercise in their daily or evening routine. Key phrases: I work out, I go for a run, I do yoga, I hit the gym, or I go for a walk after dinner. The phrase hit the gym is casual and energetic, very common in everyday English. You might say, I try to work out at least 3 times a week. I usually hit the gym after work. Notice try to. It shows intention without claiming perfection. Being honest about effort makes you sound authentic. Describe your exercise habits using these phrases. Screen time, TV, phones, and streaming. Let's be honest, screens are part of most people's evenings. In English, I binge-watch series, I scroll through social media, I watch the news, or I'm currently watching. The verb binge-watch means to watch many episodes of a show in one sitting. It entered everyday English with the rise of streaming. You can say, I've been binge-watching a Korean drama lately. I can't stop. Or more formally, I usually watch the news for about 30 minutes before bed. Both styles are correct. The key is knowing which fits the situation. Nighttime rituals. Getting ready for bed. Just like mornings, evenings have rituals too. In English, I get ready for bed, I do my skincare routine, I brush my teeth, I set my alarm, or I read before sleeping. The phrase get ready for bed is the evening mirror of get ready in the morning. You might say, I start getting ready for bed around 10. I wash my face, do my skincare, and set my alarm for the next day. Sequencing with first, then, after that, and finally makes your routine descriptions sound structured and smooth. Sleep habits and talking about rest. Sleep is a universal topic and great for English conversation. Key phrases: I go to bed at, I fall asleep quickly, I'm a night owl, I'm an early bird, or I get about 7 hours of sleep. Night owl describes someone who stays up late. Early bird describes someone who wakes up early. You might say, I'm definitely a night owl. I struggle to fall asleep before midnight. The verb struggle to shows difficulty in a natural way. Talking about sleep preferences is relatable and gives great opportunities to use expressive vocabulary. Reviewing the full day using sequence words. Now let's bring the whole day together. Sequence words are essential for telling your routine smoothly. First, then, after that, next, later, eventually, finally. You might say, first, I wake up and shower. Then I have breakfast and head to work. After that, I go through my emails and attend meetings. Later, I grab lunch and get back to tasks. Finally, I wrap up, head home, cook dinner, and wind down before bed. That's a full, natural, fluent description of a day in English. This structure works in conversation, interviews, and writing. Master it. Global English Mindset. How to talk about your daily routine in English. Part 3. Weekend routines. How they differ from weekdays. Weekends are a fantastic topic in English conversation. People love asking, "What do you usually do on weekends?" Key phrases: I sleep in on Saturdays. I run errands on Sunday mornings. I try to relax and recharge. Or, my weekends are pretty packed. The phrase sleep in means to wake up later than usual. It's very commonly used. Run errands means doing small, practical tasks like grocery shopping or going to the bank. You might say, on Saturdays I sleep in, then spend the afternoon running errands and catching up with friends. Weekends reveal personality. Talk about yours. Talking about routines at work in detail. At work, your routine is more than just arriving and leaving. In professional English, try: I have a standing meeting every Monday. I block time for deep work. I check in with my team daily. Or, I prioritize my to-do list first thing. The phrase standing meeting means a regular, recurring meeting, not a one-time event. Block time means to schedule and protect a period for focused work. You might say, every morning, I block 2 hours for deep work before any meetings start. This kind of vocabulary is perfect for job interviews and professional conversations. Use it confidently. Using frequency adverbs like a native speaker. One secret to natural English is using frequency adverbs correctly. Words like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never tell how often you do something. The key rule: they go before the main verb but after the verb to be. For example, I always wake up early, / I am never late for work. You might say, I usually cook at home, but I sometimes order takeout when I'm exhausted. Notice how sometimes adds contrast and realism. Avoid saying always for everything. It sounds unnatural. Mix these adverbs to make your English sound honest and fluent. Describing changes to your routines change. And talking about change is powerful English practice. Use phrases like, I used to, but now I've recently started, I cut back on, or I've been trying to. The structure used to expresses a past habit that no longer happens. I used to skip breakfast, but now I always eat before work. The present perfect I've recently started shows a new habit in progress. I've recently started meditating in the mornings. Describing your routine evolution shows reflective thinking and advanced grammar, both impressive in English communication. Talking about healthy versus unhealthy habits. Health habits are one of the most relatable conversation topics in any language. In English, I've been trying to eat cleaner. I drink too much coffee. I'm working on getting more sleep. Or, I've cut out sugar. The phrase cut out means to completely stop consuming something. Working on means actively trying to improve. You might say, I know I drink too much coffee. I'm working on cutting back and replacing it with green tea. This kind of honest, self-aware language sounds mature and natural. It also opens great conversations about lifestyle and well-being, topics people love. Talking about your routine in a job interview. Job interviews often include routine-based questions like, walk me through a typical day in your current role. This is your moment to shine. Structure your answer clearly. Start with your morning priorities. Move to core work tasks. Mention collaboration or meetings, and end with how you wrap up. Use professional vocabulary. I begin each day by reviewing priorities. I dedicate my mornings to focused, independent work, then shift to collaborative tasks in the afternoon. I end the day by documenting progress and preparing for tomorrow. This answer is organized, confident, and full of impressive professional English. Exactly what interviewers want to hear. Asking others about their routines, naturally conversation is a two-way street. Knowing how to ask about routines is just as important as describing your own. Try. What does your typical day look like? Are you more of a morning person or a night owl? Do you have a set routine or does it change? Or, how do you usually wind down after work? These questions are open-ended. They invite the other person to share, which keeps conversation flowing naturally. Notice that "what does your day look like?" is much more natural than "what is your day?" Small phrasing choices like this are what separate good English from truly fluent English. Cultural differences in daily routines. Here's something fascinating. Daily routines differ across cultures, and talking about this in English is incredibly enriching. In some cultures, a long lunch break is normal. In others, people eat quickly at their desks. Some countries have afternoon naps, siesta, while others push straight through the day. In English, you can discuss this. Back in my country, we usually, or one thing I noticed living abroad is that, or the culture here is very different. People tend to. Sharing cultural perspectives in English shows global awareness and makes you a truly compelling communicator in any international setting. Writing and speaking about your routine. Practice tips. Now it's time to put it all together. Here are 3 powerful practice tips. First, write your full daily routine in English. Aim for at least 10 sentences using sequence words and frequency adverbs. Second, record yourself speaking it aloud. Listen back and notice where you hesitate. Third, share it with a language partner and ask them questions about their routine too. The goal is not perfection. It is communication confidence. Every time you describe your day in English, you are building vocabulary, grammar, and fluency simultaneously. Your routine is your story, and in English, you now have all the tools to tell it brilliantly. Final message. Make English part of your routine. Here is the most powerful lesson of this entire series. The best way to improve your English is to make it part of your daily routine. Label things in your home in English. Think through your morning schedule in English. Narrate small moments to yourself. I'm making coffee. I need to leave in 10 minutes. These micro habits rewire your brain over time. You don't need hours of study every day. You need consistent, real-life practice. You've just learned how to describe an entire day in English, from waking up to going to bed. Now go live that day in English. This is Global English Mindset. Keep going.